Alright, so we're getting out of Cranston here. Now this is a relatively busy intersection, as you can see. The stop sign here. You can see how smart this thing is, make sure it doesn't hit me. It still sees that truck, I guess. That's a bit of a difficult intersection, even for human drivers. Don't have to go 30. I see the one thing that I noticed. It's not the best at detecting the speed limits. It must have seen there's a playground zone back there if I were to go straight. So I guess that's probably the last one that it saw, but it is 50 here. For this one, I'm gonna zoom in on the screen a bit more on this one. That way you guys can see a bit better. Stop sign. So this one wasn't nearly as long. This stop wasn't nearly as long. I think, as suspected when we first got in here, that it stopped that extra amount of time because there was pedestrians. And as mentioned in the previous video, it's the autopilot, like my hands on the wheel, as far as that goes. It was quite a bit more time with the full self-driving than it is with regular autopilot. That's interesting. That's weird that it's taking me this way. I wanted it to go through the residential area. Oh well, maybe we'll have a bit of both. I even have it on assertive as well, which means that it's a bit quicker to make the decisions, or maybe accelerate. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. But I do feel like it yields and stops for a bit longer than it has to. But with that being said, this is still a relatively new technology, right? Like, it's going to read that recommended speed of the ramp, 60 there, the yellow sign. Probably going to have to increase the speed here a bit just so I don't take the guys off behind me. Like, this is a huge on-ramp. Like, you got 5Ks to get up to speed. Usually people are up to 100 by now, but because it's not showing the sign, then it's not recognizing that. Now that I think of that, that's not even an autopilot error. That's a municipality error where it simply lacks the adequate signage. No signal there again in the loss of lane. I noticed that on the last one too. But anyways, yeah, the last sign that it saw said that. And now it says it's up to 100, so maybe it recognized that there was a 100 sign somewhere, or the fact that it's near footed is 100. I'm not too sure how that works, to be honest. I haven't looked into the tech too much. Yeah, there's that dude behind me. Like, the only thing about autopilot I can see is people getting impatient with it, which, fair enough. Like, if you live in Alberta, then people are relatively impatient and, are always in a hurry to get somewhere, which is fine. But at least this thing seems courteous to stay in the right lane so people can go around you. I'm curious what it's going to do with this merge here, if it's going to slow down, move over. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. I mean, that guy wasn't in the wrong there. It looked like he cut me off, but he was just merging in at 100 while I was doing 105. I feel like the car should have sensed that. I guess not. No, it doesn't matter. It braked. It braked adequately. That guy seemed like an okay driver because he has good judgment of his vehicle, obviously, to go in front of me. But I feel like other people wouldn't have that sort of judgment. So that could probably be an autopilot thing. Some of the exits are a bit, I don't know if abrupt is the word, but like, I get it. It wants to maintain the speed prior to exiting the highway. Then again, these systems were developed in the States, and the States their roads are just so much better than ours. Ours are complete garbage. Like, let's be real here. Keeps quite a distance. Well, that's cool. It lets off the brake with the light turn screen. Interesting. Stays well within its lanes. Yeah, it's a safe system. I like this. I really can't tell how well it shows the screen. Hopefully this isn't a complete waste of time. Anyways, that's a nice Mustang. That's really nice. I wonder the navigation's talking to you, telling you where to go, but the car's the one driving you. I do like that the signal's quite early though. That's helpful. the yield coming up here, so this one's kind of sketchy. Okay, it's like it stops a bit first, and then it gets up to speed relatively quickly. That's kind of cool. This should be getting over. Avoid these cars here. Technically, you'd have to signal for that. The playground zone here. It's kind of driving between the two. And it didn't slow down before we entered the playground zone. You're supposed to slow down fully before you enter the playground. Not like anybody in Alberta actually listens to that, but I try to when I'm driving. But anyways, you're supposed to slow down to 30 or less before you get into the playground zone. Maybe that's different in the States, I don't know. It didn't do that. It slowed down to 33. Then it went down to 30 after that. And now it's hitting the brakes for some reason, down to 20. I'm not sure why it's doing that. It's obviously sensing something, I don't know. The only thing I could think of is that there was 2 puddles back there with some glare. I guess, I don't know. The only other time I've experienced phantom braking in autopilot, regular autopilot, not full self-driving, was when it was really sunny out. Yeah, it just did it again. It must be the reflection on the puddles. Anyways, it was when a very large sign was over the highway after there being no signs for a while, and it did it then. It hit the brakes about 8 kilometers down from what the posted speed limit was. It's already getting over to the right lane where there's parked traffic. That's kind of funny. I think it gets confused in Canada because here, you probably can't see the roads, but anyways, at least here in Alberta, there are 2 lanes technically here. You can drive. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. But there are, you can signal light. Anyways, there are 2 lanes here. It's just the one on the right, you're allowed to actually park in, and the one on the left you drive through. You can drive through the left and right one, but the one on the right you're allowed to park in because people's houses are there. There's no actual line that divides the road. Like, I hope you can see that there. There's no actual line there. All right, we're still navigating somewhere. Not bad. That's weird. I just typed in one location then another, and then it kind of just took me to a random house there each time. I don't know. Maybe it's somewhere I've visited before. I have no idea. Anyways, yeah, that's the full self-driving.